Hey everyone, I hope you're all well and I hope you sat comfortably with a drink of your choice. I've been to many campsites this year and with every visit I try my best to provide a comprehensive campsite tour so that you guys can decide whether it's somewhere you would like to visit for a break from the world for a bit. And in this video I've picked my top 5 favourite campsites that I think you should go visit in the not too distant future. It's not to say that all the other campsites I visited are rubbish, these are just the sites that stood out for me in particular. You may have preferred another campsite that I visited this year, and if you have, comment down below which one you preferred. Having a van has really helped me get out there and visit places I would never normally have visited. It gets me out on hikes and bike rides, and it's been a great help for me keeping in check with my own mental health, an important subject that I will speak about in a future video. I've not been sponsored by any of these sites, these are just sites that I know I'd return to and would be comfortable highly recommending them to you lot. Links to the full videos of these campsites will be in the description below. Stay awesome, and above all, be kind. So, in no particular order, this first site on my top 5 list is Newberry Valley in Devon. Although we visited this site in 2022, this is my first ever top 5 list on YouTube, so it definitely gets a mention, with it being such a superb site. We spent 2 weeks here, and we didn't even feel like we should be moving on at any point, which speaks volumes. Here is the campsite tour. Campsite tour time. We were really close to the amenities, but there are plots obviously that aren't so close, so bear that in mind. There's a dog wash that we use to keep Branston cool on hot days and also get the salt off him. You can get the salt off your wetsuits. The bins were emptied quite regularly. There's a dishwashing section which is nicely spaced out, loads of sinks. They've also got a microwave and a fridge, which I think is a nice little touch for those that don't bring things like that in tents. You've got a book sharing section that you can replace books with, loads of leaflets to tell you what's going on in the area. The showers were just massive. They all had a toilet and a sink in them as well. Down this corridor there are shower rooms and toilet rooms and things like that all coming off there, which I thought was nice. Shaving points in all of the sink areas and a bath. A bath. You can do your laundry if you're staying there for a long time, so you can put a wash on, and there's also dryers as well. There's a small charge for that. Ironing board and an iron, hairdryer for quiff, and chemical disposal, again pretty standard for a campsite, with also a recycling point. You do get escorted into your plots as well, which I think is nice, so you're not just wandering around aimlessly, and there is a coded barrier to get in, so that's good for security. The shop doesn't stock too much, but there are a few condiments, and more importantly there's cold drinks and ice creams, which really came in handy on those super hot days that we had. We absolutely love it here. Newberry Valley, it was just a random choice of campsite, and we seem to have picked an absolutely stunning spot. They also had little pods that you could stay in. Well, one pod, so if you haven't got a tent and you're in a bike, you can stay in this little pod. There was a lot of people took fishing gear, so you could fish on the lake. That was, I went and sat at the lake with a cup of coffee one morning, and it was just lovely, nice and quiet and serene. So yeah, bring your fishing gear if you're into your fishing. Fire points dotted around all over the place as well, which I thought was great. The lake itself is gated off, and even better, there was a play area which I took full advantage of during this review. I even fell off the slide and the swing, and I'm not going to show you that footage. So yeah, come to Newberry Valley camping. It's absolutely awesome. We love it. The second on my list is camping Olak de Biscos. I've never been able to pronounce that properly. Although not in the UK, I really like this site for a longer holiday type break. Definitely worth a visit with the family if you're heading out to France and the Bordeaux region. I have a playlist of our trip to France, and there are 2 other campsites in that video for you to look at, which are wonderful, but didn't make my top 5 this time. Here's the campsite tour. A million miles away from dry robes and fire pits in the UK, camping Olak de Biscos, I have no idea how to pronounce it, is, in my opinion, a fantastic site for a longer holiday break, especially with the family. We were allocated a plot that was a great size, had its own water tap and normal electric hookup, no adapter needed. We were situated quite far from the main attractions and toilets, but that was quite handy to help walk off the multitude of carbs we'd eaten throughout the holiday. Speaking of the toilets and showers, because it was unisex and always had somebody in them, I couldn't film them. However, it was clean and well maintained, with an Nelson point, wash basins, showers, and this place even had lids on the seats of the toilets. There's a kids and teens club on site, and a games room that we took full advantage of, a restaurant where you could sit either inside or outside, a pool bar, a snack bar that was open all day, which also served beer. area. There was also not just a shop for camping essentials, but more of a mini superstore that had 99% of the things that you might need during your stay without having to venture out at all. The waste area was large, and like in the UK, you're encouraged to recycle as much as possible. There is a spa and fitness centre, which we never used, bike hire service that we took full advantage of during our stay, an awesome play area that had a basketball court and bouncy castle, and the pool was vast, with slides, indoor pool and plenty of space even on the busier days. All in all, we love this site and would definitely recommend it. A link to the website will be in the description below. Third on my list is local to me and it's called Catgil Campsite. You didn't think I'd miss a Yorkshire one off the list, did you? Definitely a superb Yorkshire campsite with great facilities and access to the Dales right from your pitch. Again, my full video of this campsite is in the description below, and here is the campsite tour. Catgil Farm Campsite in Bolton Abbey is nestled between Ilkley and Skipton in the Yorkshire Dales, and I truly believe this site has something for everyone. Just a short walk from the site are the beautiful ruins of Bolton Abbey. Plenty of tea rooms, and if you're feeling flush, the stunning but very expensive Devonshire Arms serves Michelin star food. I'll stick to my pot noodle, thank you. Just down the road from there is the equally gorgeous wedding venue, the Tithe Barn. You can drive into Skipton or Ilkley for a day out in less than 20 minutes, and I highly recommend visiting both of these places. There is lots to do, and Skipton even has a castle for you to explore. Catgil site offers more than just your usual camping. It has some amazing glamping pods and tents just a short walk from reception that boast amazing views of the Yorkshire Dales countryside. From what I could see, each glamping pod has its own hot tub, decking area with chairs and fire pits, and amazing views. There is a hut next to the tents which has a cute little toilet and shower, a nice touch. I think these are a great alternative to camping if you're wanting a nice relaxing break away with your partner. The site itself is tidy and has a nicely presented reception area. There is a shop on site and it provides most of the items you may need to stock up on during your stay. There is a waste area for your rubbish, a bin for your ashes, and loo waste for green waste only. Loo blue is not permitted. There is a cafe which is open most weekend mornings and serves coffee and croissants. They have one toilet block situated at the top of the campsite, so set off for your wee in good time if you don't have your own facilities. The toilets are very clean and well maintained, with plenty of toilets and showers. I didn't look in the ladies' loo, as I'm sure a man with a camera in the ladies' loo wouldn't end well, but I'm guessing they are very much the same as the men's. In this block there is a pot wash area indoor, and they also provide a kettle, microwave and fridges should you need to use them during your stay. Outside the block is a dog wash area and water tap. There are a few taps dotted around the site, and I found a few near to my pitch. Electric hookup pitches are a good size and pretty flat. However, if you're staying in the field I have chosen, you'll need to drive about a bit to find a flat spot, so bring your levelling ramps at busy times because all the flat spots may have already been taken. Without electric, I paid just £12 for my stay for one night during the week, but please check their website as prices do vary during the year and depending on how and when you intend to camp. Larger motorhomes are not permitted on site, but camper vans, tents and smaller vehicles are all welcome. Quiet time is from 10:30 PM until 7 AM, so this site is not for those who like to party all evening. Most importantly for me, this site allows fire pits. You can bring your own or hire them and purchase wood from reception for a small fee should you wish. All fires must be raised off the grass, and if you have a fire like mine, it's probably best that you lay down a grass protector. I could show you so much more of what this site has to offer, but I think I've covered all the main points. If you want to see more, you should come and see this place for yourself. I'll leave a link to their website in the description below. Catgil Campsite, you get the prestigious double thumbs up from me, an awesome site with a lot to offer. Fourth on my list is Hawkshead Campsite, located in the Lake District. It gives you access to many superb walks, and I've been there a few times now with the family and also with the friend where we spent a day cycling the brutal hills of the Lake District. Here is a campsite tour. Hawkshead Campsite is a working farm in Hawkshead, and it's such a lovely campsite. We were greeted at reception with a smile and were told to find an empty pitch and camp up wherever we liked. If you like hearing nature, you'll hear lots of sheep and cows too, then this is the site for you. Located just a short and lovely walk from Hawkshead Centre, you can either eat in your van or venture out to one of the pubs or restaurants that cater for most tastes. Each pitch is large, hard standing, has electric hookup, a tap and grey water waste disposal point. Situated just behind reception is a toilet block. It's massive and there are several showers with a push button, wash area, plenty of toilet cubicles, and they are clean and well maintained. There is an Nelson point for your portaloo, a TV room for those cold nights when you're in a tent, and the views all round are lovely too. There is a pot washing area indoor, and just off that room is another room that has dryers, a microwave and a freezer for ice packs. There is a disposal area on site, but there isn't a shop, but with Hawkshead being so close, you can get supplies from there should you need anything. Sadly, you're not allowed fire pits at this campsite, but you are allowed barbecues if they are raised off the ground. There is Wi-Fi on site, but I found the mobile reception was good enough and had 4G most of the time on Vodafone. All in all, this campsite gets a big thumbs up from me. Nice. And finally, well, sort of, I've recently returned from this site and it's gorgeous. Cobleland Campsite in Scotland. It was such a beautiful campsite in the trees with access to many walks, even some gravel riding, and I'll definitely be bringing my bike back with me when I return. Here's the campsite tour. Just a short drive from Loch Lomond, situated in the Queen Elizabeth Forest Park, sits a gorgeous campsite called Cobleland Camping. I chose electric hookup and a hard standing pitch, and I was pleasantly surprised when I saw it was in the trees and just a stone's throw from the river. Reception is on the left as you enter the site, and it has a handful of essentials you might need to buy during your stay. The plots are a good size and flat. The electric hookup point was about 10 metres away from my pitch, however the chap on reception did offer me a longer lead if mine didn't reach, which was a nice touch. Some electric points are closer to their plots than others though. There's a large camping field as you enter, I'm guessing mainly for tents, and the hard standing plots are further down the track up a slight incline to the forest. I've been told by a few subscribers that the tent field can get pretty busy during the high season, so bear that in mind if you're looking for a quiet retreat during the summer months. It's probably quieter at this time of year if that's your thing. The toilets were pretty close to my pitch, clean and well maintained, and the showers that are in individual rooms in a separate block next to the toilets were toasty warm and clean, and they are push button. There is an outdoor undercover pot wash area, a laundry room that has a freezer, iron and laundry facilities, water taps dotted around the site, and the Elson point is tucked away behind a tree near the toilet block. Most importantly, there's a play area for the little ones, and obviously I had to have a go to make sure it was safe. It's kind of a duty that I do. Sadly, but understandably due to the site being surrounded by trees and woodland, fire pits are not allowed. In the summer season at weekends they offer pizza and coffee provided by local caterers, so worth visiting at that time if you want to have your food made for you. It cost me £30 per night with electric hookup, and I don't think that's too bad considering the location and amenities. This site definitely gets a Chuck Norris thumbs up from me, only missing out on a double thumbs up if it allowed fire pits, but that's a personal preference. I'd happily stay for longer than 2 nights, as there are so many walks directly from the site into the national park, and more attractions are within driving distance too. I've also recently found out they are adding a new shower block and safari style tents, totally worth checking out for the 2024 season. I'll put a link in the description below to the campsite if you want to go visit. See you, bye. It was super hard to narrow so many sites I have visited down to just 5, so here are 2 other campsites I simply could not miss from the list. So let's call these bonus campsites. Howgil Campsite is the sister site to Catgil Campsite in my top 5, and that's one of the reasons I couldn't leave this out. The location is amazing, and of course it's in Yorkshire, so here's the campsite tour. With just over 100 pitches, Howgil Lodge Campsite is a superb place to stay if you visit the Yorkshire Dales. Situated just outside Appletreewick, it's close to Parsifal Hall and Gardens, as you saw earlier in the video, Skipton, Bolton Abbey and Grassington. There are loads of walks from the campsite, and Howgil have even provided several route options for you to use. Just take a quick snap with your phone and off you go. Like many other campsites, there's an Elson point for your toilet guff, an area for your waste disposal including bins for ashes, and a few hoses for larger motorhome water replenishment. The toilets are very clean and well maintained. The showers are push button but can be temperature controlled. There are also 4 toilet blocks in total on site. Here, here, here and here. The under canopy pot wash area is next level. Marble effect worktops and brass taps. It feels more like a luxury outdoor hotel than a campsite. Just up from the pot wash area is a room that has washing machines and fridges should you need to use them during your stay. There are water taps dotted all over the site, and you'll be pretty much near one wherever you choose to camp. They have a dog walking area, an area for ball games, and also a field with alpacas, obviously. Dog walkers are welcome and are free of charge, but must be kept on lead during your stay. Quiet time is from 10:30 PM until 7 AM, so this is definitely not a site for those who like to party all evening. The site is pretty level, but as you saw, I needed my levelling ramps to get perfectly flat, and it's on terraces, so you'll have decent views from most of the plots on site. The plots are a good size and mainly hard standing with grass, although there are a few without grass dotted about, and some of the plots also come with their own bench. You can't take them home though. Reception's also a small shop that has some of the essentials that you may need during your stay. You can hire fire pits and buy logs from there too. They also offer morning coffees and pastries that can be pre-ordered should you wish. There are lodges on site that can be hired, and although I couldn't get in any of them, they did look fabulous from the outside, and after a little nosy through the windows, they look very well appointed too. It cost me £36 for one night during the week in summertime, which I think is a great price considering the location and amenities. This site's in a beautiful location, well looked after, and the views are fabulous, so I definitely give it the prestigious double thumbs up by Chuck Norris, and I will definitely be returning with the family in the not too distant future. And finally, no, really, this is the last one, honestly. I've visited this campsite so many times over the last few years, and it would be a travesty not to include it in this video. The Dalesbridge Campsite has been the Yorkshire Pop Top Adventures base for quite some time now, hosting various meetups and trips with friends. So, as a thank you for everything they've done for us over the years, here's a campsite tour of the Dalesbridge Campsite in Settle. The Dalesbridge is my go-to campsite. We've stayed here many times before. We even had our Yorkshire Pop Top Adventures meetup here too. So, because I've filmed a more comprehensive tour of the site before, here's a super quick campsite tour of the Dalesbridge for some of our new subscribers. The Dalesbridge Campsite, open all year round, is situated just outside Ostwick in Settle, and it's a walker's paradise, with all three of the Yorkshire Three Peaks within walking distance of the site, Ingleborough being the closest. The site has a shop that serves coffee and snacks and provides some of the essentials you may need to restock upon during your stay. It has camping pods, youth hostel type lodging cabins, plenty of toilets and showers that are kept very clean and well maintained, but most importantly, it has an on-site pub. The pub is open most weekends serving great ales, and they sometimes have live acts to keep you entertained during your stay. They have a pizza oven too, but make sure you place your order on their website before your stay as they sell out super fast. The ground is very flat throughout the site, and there are plenty of hard standing pitches for larger motorhomes. There are lots of water taps dotted around, and some pitches even have their own tap. There is a dedicated Elson point, an area to dispose of your waste, and a few indoor areas for pot washing. You can be totally off-grid should you wish to stay in the middle of the large field. However, there are lots of electric hookup points if you want to plug in too. There is so much more on offer here at the Dalesbridge, and if you want to see more, why not book a few nights and see this awesome place for yourself. It goes without saying, but the Dalesbridge definitely gets our prestigious double thumbs up. So that's my top 5 campsites, and if I've helped just one person watching this video, then I've done my job and I'm a happy chappy. Take care everyone, and I shall see you on the next adventure. See you, bye.